There is a moment in football when the impossible becomes memory. When a result so unlikely, so mathematically improbable, quietly lodges itself into the record books and refuses to leave. Most people move on. The world moves on. But the teams involved, they carry it with them. Every session, every strategy meeting, every time they see each other's name on a fixture list. In October 2025, Japan beat Brazil 3-2. Not in a friendly played at half pace with rotated squads, not in a symbolic contest where the result barely mattered. Japan defeated the 5-time world champions in a competitive international fixture. And now, less than a year later, these two nations stand facing each other again. This time, the stakes are incomparably higher. This time, it is the World Cup. And only one of them goes home.
Brazil arrived at this tournament the way Brazil always arrives, with flair, with expectation, and with the invisible weight of 5 World Cup titles pressing down on every player who dares to wear that yellow jersey. The Seleção moved through the group stage without losing a single match, defeating Scotland and Haiti by a combined score of 6-0 before drawing 1-1 with Morocco. 7 points, 7 goals scored, 1 conceded. On paper, this is a team in form. But football is not played on paper. Vinícius Júnior has been the brightest light in Brazil's attack. 4 goals and an assist across 3 group stage matches. Numbers that speak to a player operating at the peak of his powers. His movement, his directness, his ability to manufacture danger from nothing, these are the qualities that have defined Brazil's offensive identity throughout this tournament. When he is on the ball, something always feels possible. Yet possibility cuts both ways in knockout football. Without Rafinha and Wesley Franca, Brazil's attacking options are narrower than they would like. The margin for error in a single elimination match is already razor thin. Remove 2 influential players from a squad, and that margin shrinks further. Brazil are still the favorites, but the path forward is not without its complications. Across the dressing room corridor, Japan are preparing with the quiet, methodical intensity that has become their signature. The Samurai Blue have not simply qualified for this round of 32, they have earned it through consistency, discipline, and a collective resilience that is difficult to quantify but impossible to ignore. A 4-0 victory over Tunisia, draws with both the Netherlands and Sweden, 2 of Europe's most technically accomplished nations. Just 2 defeats in their last 21 international fixtures. This is not a team that has stumbled into the knockout stage. This is a team that has constructed its path here, block by block, result by result. Ayase Ueda has led the line with purpose, 2 goals and an assist during the group stage. Daichi Kamada, equally, has contributed 2 goals and represents a consistent threat from midfield. Japan's attack is not spectacular in the way that Brazil's is. It does not shimmer and dazzle, but it is precise, it is coordinated, and in knockout football, precision often outlasts brilliance.
The absence of Kubo and Endo introduces a degree of uncertainty into Japan's preparation. Both players carry creative responsibility within the system, and their reduced involvement, whether through injury or tactical management, may affect the fluency of Japan's transitions. But Japan's strength has never rested on individuals alone. It rests on the system, and the system remains intact. This is where the deeper tension in this fixture becomes visible. Brazil are, by almost every conventional measure, the superior team. Their squad depth, their individual talent, their experience of knockout football at the highest level, these are advantages that are real, and they are significant. Brazil have played in more World Cup knockout matches than any other nation in history. They know how these games feel. They know how to manage the pressure.
Japan beat Brazil. They have already done it. Whatever psychological barrier once existed, whatever instinctive deference to a legendary football nation, It was dismantled in October 2025. The Samurai Blue walked off that pitch knowing something that very few teams in world football know. They know what it feels like to beat Brazil. And that knowledge does not disappear. Head-to-head, Brazil leads the historical record. 3 wins from the last 4 encounters between these nations. The statistical weight still leans toward the South Americans. Over 2.5 goals have been scored in 3 of those last 4 meetings, suggesting that when these teams meet, they tend to produce football that is open, dynamic, and unpredictable. But history, in sport, is a guide. It is not a guarantee. What Brazil bring to Houston is a combination of natural attacking talent and defensive solidity they have carefully cultivated throughout this tournament. What Japan bring is something less easily measured, a philosophy of collective effort, tactical intelligence, and the lived experience of having already toppled this particular giant. The question is not simply which team is better. In football, at this level, on this stage, that question rarely produces a clean answer. The question is, which team will hold their nerve when the match reaches its most critical moment? Because in World Cup knockout football, that is always where the match is truly decided. Not in the tactical briefings, not in the pre-match statistics, but in the moments when a player must make a decision under unbearable pressure and live with the consequences of that decision